just have fun out there.
Hey y'all. Good morning. Today is that day that they call the Lion's Gate. What the frick? Look, I actually feel very inspired because I don't have the pathway yet made, but I have all the pieces. So I'd like to share some of it, put it together, a little presentation. But what she's talking about, oh, look, there's my address. I doxed myself because I'm a numerologist. A little bit of a numerologist inside of me. That's as far as I need to go. So let's just say from here, let's start it. I don't need your little fucking painting, lady. Okay, I'll take it.
It would seem that choice is actually the reason for consciousness to exist. Free will is the ability that all conscious sentient beings have to choose deliberately, which opens up different energetic pathways, leading consciousness to explore the nature of choice and the origin of selection, which comes from our ability to choose differently. I find it interesting to explore why it is that free will is so triggering for so many people. And I feel the deeper issue is that most people can't really accept the fact that they have free will, because what comes along with that is needing to accept that they actually have the ability to choose differently in some scenarios in which their free will was not actually readily available to them. For example, feeling like you're a victim of circumstance might seem to be a more convenient solution than assuming that you have a choice to rise above the status of perceived victimhood and choose differently. Choosing to liberate yourself in the reality in which you have free will makes you counteract any lesser, lower dimensional variables that keep you stuck in whatever notion you feel is actually leading to this victimhood. Because of this, if you look at any form of suffering you're creating in your reality, you will actually start to see that there is a choice you are creating to maintain that suffering. It's a stance that you are choosing either consciously or subconsciously.
Okay. That's true. I believe what she's saying is absolutely the fact. The facts here. The facts. Now, see, I'm kind of excited too, but I'm also. I feel like, you know how you feel when you're in the bottleneck? Like, you know, you're experiencing very difficult stuff, but you're not sure why you would do this to yourself. So it's like you're, and I've pinned this on to being mostly a I want to get the words right. I'm not somebody that's able to script videos and make them. If I were to write a script to a video and make it, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I'd be doing something else. So that's not the way that I go. And to get the place that I am going, does have an element of harshness to it. Harshness, like it is a shamanic thing. And I think the shamanic path requires you to have yourself taken apart periodically and put back together. You could say resurrected, you could say sacred wound, and all those things would be part of the knowing of that pathway. That's part of the path. So here's what got me excited though, because I get very excited when I get to the place where I no longer have to, when I feel like I can no longer have to be burdened by trying to prove something that would be so totally absurd or crazy. And the part of that is that you have so much more power. So, where I got excited and realizing that I too was in this place is because I had looked for a different job for maybe 3 years now, at least 2, since the beginning of the summer of 2023. I've been mad hunting the Craigslist, the internet, the searches for different jobs, and this opened up. The reason why it opened up, and I only had one push in the direction towards that, and that was my ex, because she had got a job doing something remote, but during COVID. Now, you might think like, oh yeah, and that's because of COVID. And it partially, you're right, yes, because they wanted to do whatever they wanted to do and get us all in our houses staying there. That unlocked the ability to be staying there on the other side of the polarity, not being stuck. Like you're stuck and you're not afraid to go out and look for the job out there, but now you can get one inside your house because they've made it accessible with an unintentional side effect. Of where we can go with it. See, because I have manifested all the tools to get to this next path. See, where's one's right here? And I actually was told, oh, we're sorry, 3, maybe 5 different times because I didn't have a laptop. The guy says he's going to send me a phone too. But see, if I got an AI to do the job that I needed to do, that I'm about to do, it would just be a tool that's already now available. And I don't need the AI to do the tool, but everything's lining up so that I can get it, because I'll have to learn how to figure it out. I don't have the same love or fatal attraction, whatever AI is for everyone. Some people are falling in love with it. Some people are deathly afraid of it. They think it's the mark of the beast and all that. And everybody, all those points are partially very good ones on their own. On their own. First time when the guy that actually was married had to tell his wife that he was with an AI, it was so ridiculous and sweet at the same time, because it just goes to show you that humanity is somehow messed up. And I don't mean messed up like in the way that you normally understand, but like flesh ruling over flesh is always going to be degenerate, totalitarian, somehow out of bounds. The spiritual element, it does need to be plugged back into this to get anything worth the fuck. Sorry, let me get back and make my own video. She was just talking about it the right way, because I am very excited to actually find out how to pull it off. And have manifested, in the seeking to manifest a new job, career, money, what manifested because of changing the principles and learning how to input the magic force, or whatever you want to call it, into the equation. I see that it's caused me to manifest all the tools are here, and by this day, Lionsgate, we're like at the starting line tape. That at the end of the race, you got to be the one that breaks the tape. You got to throw your body through to break the tape. It's like that starting line. It's right here. And to have the things, the tools separated from like the money, I don't have that yet. I don't have any of that. My food, the little desires I would get, like some nicotine, some coffee to be in the morning staples, those I have none. But I have expressly all the tools. The internet, manifest. Computer, 2 of them, manifest. And I even had the old Microsoft. I have a Microsoft, one of those Outlooks, which I would never have had one if it were not to use the Xbox that my other friend had sent me. That was a computer. It was an Xbox setup. It was one that was made for gaming. So it was basically a plug-in that made your TV, the one I had in there, the big one, turned that into the Xbox. And I had a lot of the other stuff just a few years ago. And only by trying to upgrade it did I disable it. Well, I didn't really disable it at all. I discontinued using it, but I upgraded it because I got some different memory for it that was a lot better. And I never got to use it after that because I ended up doing something else. But it was a learning experience and a journey to get to that place. To have it all, playing it on that big TV, using a camera, seeing the camera do the, you could get different things you could have show up. And I needed that for videos, like different holograms like you have now. They're all on Instagram and Snapchat. But before, there was a few apps that had augmented reality, different models and stuff that you could have in the camera. You could have the stuff in here. Obviously, I don't have it on this. But the different things that I used that were part of the dance or the magic of the previous stage, even in this place when it was like I still had my dad alive, so I had a different operational life going on to answer and address and live in those conditions. And now the conditions have all changed. So this is just me saying, hey, you do have that much power, because to separate and prove to myself that it is still possible, I had things manifest and take themselves apart from food, nicotine, money, because those are the necessities that you gotta get to live anyway. You have to have those to live. But these tools that are part of the job that have manifested, that's proof to say that we do have that much power, because I know why they've manifested and why that I've experienced what I've experienced in the meantime. And I'm very excited to be at the starting line of the next stage of the race and with them. And you should be too, because that makes it dependent upon you. That means anybody that would be a subscriber, a viewer, or participating here would know this truth to be true and possible. And also probably at some similar vantage to that truth, they would be on this very special day also. Ladies and gentlemen, start your fucking engines.